So we are trying to, NADBO is trying to carry out the head count of those who have moved to stay with their family people. Some too are still on the island, and they are a bit reluctant to move because they want to protect their property. Schools, churches, tents, and what have you. They are on the high ground that the people have been moved to. These are safe havens that we have earmarked over the years. You know, we've been carrying out simulations about we opening this dam, and the situation that we are finding ourselves, I should be frank with you, happening somewhere. This is a break. And the stage, this is not the first time that we have seen it anyway. But the last time that we spoke, opening the gate of the Tosobon Dam was 2010. And we have what we call the non-dated maps. We tell you that at any point in time, it depends on the level that we open our gate. This is the area that will be covered by the water. So these maps are given to the district assembly, which we are aware of. Every year we carry out this information and go out there, educate the people about these maps and the effect in the gate. Okay, so I would say that we have these things in the maps, which are high there. Now we know that anytime starting to occur, this is when the people have to move. They have to move. Then they have to move. Then when it becomes critical, NADBO and go have to come in to evacuate the people to where they are supposed to be. That is the truth in this. Okay, then we still open around 4 gates, but not fully open. We just crack open them. But this trip, at least we open 2 gates, cracked open almost half through, to make sure the water comes in. There's a perspective that people have to understand. You know, volume of water behind the dams, as we speak today, is 150 billion metric tons. Cubic meters. That is the volume of water behind the dams. The volume of water that we are spilling, the opening of the gate is 4,800 meter cube, which is about 1/1,000,000% of the water which is passing. And as we speak now, the level of the dam is 27 feet. The maximum allowable dam is 277.5 feet. As we speak today, the level of the dam is 277.29. Wow. We have only 0.21 to achieve that maximum allowable operational level of the dam. Beyond this level, then we are putting the integrity of the dam at risk, which we are going to overtop, breach the dam, and as I said, the dam should collapse. Just imagine 150 billion meter cube of water that will come. It will wipe most of the eastern corridor, part of Greater Accra will be wiped off into the sea. Nobody will survive. Nothing will be left in the way of the water. Sometimes we try to say a bit of this, but we agree 1 month notice is not enough. We carry out an exercise with me called Operation Salmoso. Educated the people in this community that we may open the gate.
You may.
When it happens, in May 2023, we may open the gate. When it happens, this is what we are supposed to do. All the protocols were activated under our emergency preparedness plan. No. Please, let's take a bit of it. These are technical issues.
Right.
We don't control weather in this world. All the reports that we got from all the meteorological agencies across the world said that this year is going to be a El Nino year, which means we are going to expect less rain. We always track our lake level to see that as the water comes, the level that we get to at the end of all the rainy season, this is the level we reach to.
And maybe could I allow me a baby egg beer near 1 week? She won our jogger. Could I keep on a child? I like 1 week here, me to right here. Oh, not a definitely a long color, while a mere no leg here, Yama. Okay, that will be broke enough food enemy.
I'm more drink, I'm more of a year. You know, thank you. You know, the Hamel, if you look at Tabulaton, you don't Hamel. Loconi Valley had your bang on an LA. You got another Halafi, who are the Miosu Kata Totoabi, Cash, Yoni Basunana, Fupakiela G. Etami here no, the North Children, now, what from me, Etami the Pukunemi, and New York Kata, Lagi, and Yamiosu so Kata or Bassa, Lagi.
We looked at the foundation map. We saw that look, if you should open the gate per our calculation, the amount of water that should be open to save the dam, the whole community is going to be flooded. So we started with the control scaling of 20,000 cubic feet September 15 to inform the people that the water is coming. So please start moving. Before the gate was open, our BI staff and NADMO members were on the ground informing and monitoring the levels of the water as it's spreading through the community. There was no report of any damage, but the water was going. In about 2, so that the water coming is still going to bridge the dam. We have to go to 30,000. Then went to 50. Then went to 70. When we got to 70, we saw that the water was receding. We took a decision that we have to reduce the gate from the 70 downwards. The next day that we were going to reduce the discharge from the dam, there was a huge tender from that. The way that fell directly into the dam directly. We were expecting a volume of 270,000 cubic feet of water into the dam. That's that week. The amount of water.
Yeah, for now.
I'm not a mom.
Yeah, for now.
I'm not a mom.
I'm a son of Roham or Homie, he have you. The family, I'm giving my Avaga and your group. Yokomo, they use some and they gave me half a more be. Having a dear school, I can't go for a gamma. And I get from a teacher on the Avaga and your.
It's a history file. Please see that.
Secondly, this government has borrowed more money than all previous governments put together did in 52 years. I ask, as all of us must ask, Sikano ewahi, Sikano ewahi, Sikano ewahi.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, good morning to you all. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, wherever you're watching us from. We are coming your way live from our studios here at Laboni, Accra. This is Good Morning, Ghana. My name is Kwesi Afriyie, and I'm doing the sit-in for Dr. Randy Abbey. Doctor, good morning to you as well, wherever you are and watching us from. Let me quickly remind everyone that we are not only live here, we are also live on DSTV channel 277. You can join us there. You can join us also on Facebook, on Good Morning Ghana. You can join us on YouTube and on all other social media platforms. Let me quickly run you through the stories on the front pages of the newspapers this morning, and I begin with that of the Daily Graphic. On the front page of the Daily Graphic, it says, Dam spillage, World Bank votes $40 million for farmers, and that's according to Dr. Brian Echampon, Minister of Food and Agriculture. Apathy towards official corruption worrying. GBA says so. Extreme poverty increases. That's according to the World Bank. And that's the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Ghanaian Times. Arrest prosecutes powers behind Galamsey. GBA appeals to government. And 4 private labs closed down in Accra for failing to meet required standards. Government to sanction business over violation of human rights. And that's according to Dr. Baumia. And President launches Youth in Agriculture for Sustainable Employment Project. And you have the President, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in a handshake with Dr. Brian Echampon on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The Daily Guide. Dami slams NDC lies on Galamsey. Godfrey Dami Yeboah is the Attorney General. And go into farming. Nana urges the youth, and of course this is about the collaboration between the Youth Employment Agency and the Ministry of Agriculture to implement the Youth in Agric module as part of the Planting for Food and Jobs program. That's the second phase of it. 31 ECOWAS prostitutes arrested in Nzima, and 1 dead. 3,300 displaced in Makango floods. I'm saddened by your pains, Baumia, to flood victims. And that's the Daily Guide newspaper. The New Crusading Guide. The New Crusading Guide. Attorney General schools NDC as he shreds party's position on Galamsey fight. GBA warns partisan lawyers over attacks on judiciary, stop sabotaging our stadium project, media MSC supporters to Goldfields, Ghana, and establish realistic framework for banks, economists to Akufo-Addo. And YEA CEO encourages youth to venture into agriculture. You have the President, you have the Minister of Employment and Labor Relations, Honorable Ignatius Bafo-Owuah, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency, Mr. Kofi Ba-Ajapong, here on the front page of the New Crusading Guide. The inside. Palestine. SMG calls on international community to halt Israeli genocide in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is here. U.S. President Joe Biden and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres are all here on the front page of the Inside newspaper. Health graduates kick against postings as sanitation guards warn of grave consequences for public health safety. And Akusumbu Dam spillage disaster. Alliance of Feminist CSOs urges government to relocate affected victims to Saglemi Housing Project, calls for resignation of VRA boss. Iran writes to UN condemning Israeli massacre brutalities against Palestinians. And that's the Inside newspaper. The Daily Statesman. The Daily Statesman. Embrace opportunities in agriculture. President charges the youth. 800 suspects, 135 cases in Galamsey trials. And Samira NPP needs a winnable candidate. 5 million Ghana cedis to fix roads affected by a Akosombo Dam spillage. That's according to the roads minister. And that's the Daily Statesman newspaper. The Business Finder. Business Finder says, Agrek to absorb 200,000 youth for lifetime vocation to foster food sufficiency. That's according to the President. Dr. Baumia donates 160,000 Ghana cedis to displaced victims of dam spillage. And Ghana must enact structural reforms for long-term growth. That's the Business Finder newspaper. I think that's all we have for this morning. The other papers are not the inners of the time. We're coming to the studio. This is Good Morning Ghana. You want to stick and stay with us. When we come back, we do a bit of not a bit. We'll actually get into the dam spillage and all the fallouts that are coming out of it. We'll do Galamsey as well. The Attorney General has been speaking, and of course, the papers have been reporting. You want to stick and stay with us? We will be right back.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Mommy. Michelle say. Ah, fe. Ah. Yum.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Sankofa.
Yenchi. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola. Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you. Enjoyment Cola.
Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Inside Black Star Press Limited. Grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts, and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
Hey, give it to me! Hey, man! Go! One time! Stop! not you guys, so continue.
Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedi to 350 Ghana cedis. And you could win 26 times your stake on the exciting new Pick 1 game from Game Park. Play by dialing *946# on all networks via our website or download the Game Park app on www.gameparkgames.com. Choose your Pick 1 number from 1 to 36. Place your stake and watch our live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily.
Hey, live life like me with Game Park. Game Park, more moolah, more power.
This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
For over 20 years of serving the world with herbal and alternative medicine, we've been successful in treating complicated medical conditions with a perfect combination of herbal and alternative methods of treatments like homeopathy, naturopathy, reflexology, and many more. We deliver excellent and effective service to people from all walks of life through scientific and traditional means. We have a well-equipped laboratory with advanced diagnostic and treatment devices to help detect your illness so we know the right medication to be given. At Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital, we are proud manufacturers of our own herbal medication. Our zeal and passion to save lives with our patients at heart and outstanding achievements since 1996 has won us several awards. That is why we say, go herbal, go Amen. We are located everywhere in all the regions. Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital. Allahu Shafi, God is the He.
Mafena go, mafena. They say, you see, you go cashless. They get cashless here. They say, you see, can be a wish in your office. You see, the power up back. And also, another you'll be beer. Set up auto credit. Set up auto credit and do what you should. So, what problem be a person is for after he answer over power up. So, and one on the two assembly up. So, only smartphone and money how. And there's only data and so and it's new memory. And one said, who may know young phone. Oh, sorry. Who may know phone. No one direct *226#. You are through there. You see the power up, no? Mobile money, Visa card, Mastercard, a BH you know, you see the power up. I want to show a down some. It's simple.
You're welcome back from the break. This is Good Morning Ghana. Let me quickly go to acknowledge some of my sponsors, and I'll come back into the studio to introduce my guests and get along with the discussions for the morning. This one says MTN Caller Tunes, ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win credible or incredible rewards. Earn points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. Yep, build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing 10,000 Ghana City cash prize to splash on your favorite things. It's the perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tune points today. Visit mtncollartunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on MTN. Caller Tunes service, the promo lasts till 7th of November 2023. Remember that terms and conditions do apply. Now, brushing your kids' teeth sometimes becomes difficult due to resistance because of the taste of the toothpaste available to them. Use Kel Kids toothpaste flavored with strawberry that gives a perfect taste for kids and makes them develop a personal attitude and love of brushing their teeth always. Kel Kids toothpaste protects child's gum, prevents cavities, and makes the teeth strong and healthy with freshness all day. Kel Kids toothpaste is recommended for children between 2 to 6 years old. A product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and is approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA. Now, enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing stairs when not exercising could be challenging for all ages. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It is a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It is affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lifts and Elevators at Sakumono. Just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best solutions. So why don't you secure your future with Accra Business School? Boost your career with our prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from HRM, Communication and International Marketing, International Relations, Public Affairs, or IT Management. In just 12 months, your MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT, Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry payments and learning options convenient to you. It's time to unlock your potential and take position. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or call us on 0263 888 555 or 0263 888 666. Visit us on Spintex Road, Christ Square. Let's elevate your future today. Now, whoever you are, whatever you do, and wherever you go, drink Angel Cola, your key to enjoyment. Angel Cola, love it. Ready for something refreshing, great tasting with excellent flavors. Zonia, you've got varieties to choose from. We have the Angel Orange for that special occasion. Angel Mango is my choice. Angel Peach, refresh your mood. Angel Apple Lime is what we call my favorite. Angel Drinks produce vitality and maintain fluid in normal balance. Angel Drinks refreshing, invigorating, and exciting. Angel Drinks are produced by Adunku Soft Drinks Beverages Limited. Angel Drinks tastes like our day. Recommended for all, including children. Please contact 0244 832286 and 050 787 8668. Angel Cooler. Love it. Let me come back to the studio now, and my guests are already seated here. But just before I do that, just before I do that, today is a special day for the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Mrs. Marietta Apia Opong or Brew Opong. It's her birthday today. And we say from the entire Metro TV, from Dr. Randy Abbey, from myself, from Anian Pafo, and the entire crew here, wish you a very special, happy birthday. Princess Law will send you my special greetings. We've had our own conversations, and happy birthday to you, madam. Let me come back to the studio now, and I have my guests already seated here. To my immediate left is Paul Griboachi, Dankwa Government Spokesperson on Governance and Security. And Paul Grib, good morning to you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Chairman.
I hope you're doing well.
Well, God is good.
And my very good friend, Malik Basintali, is Deputy National Communications Officer of the National Democratic Congress. Malik, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing well.
I think you're the 99th person Princess Law has sent the birthday message to, because yesterday as late as 2 a.m. Text me, said, Malik, wherever you find yourself this morning,
yes,
do well to wish the former Attorney General a happy birthday. I said, oh, Of course I will. She's a sister. She's a senior in the party, and so
yes,
it's of me to do so. And so, I mean, reading your wish and seeing how you took it
from Princess.
I was the 99th person actually to have received that. Happy birthday.
Yes, madam, happy birthday. I remember her very well for the 8 loss ruling.
Yes.
The whole proceedings and the ruling itself. And happy
very
birthday
fantastic
to you,
woman.
Yes, fantastic,
very
fantastic. Well, let me go to my topics this morning. So we are going to do the dance village. We'll do the Galamsey. We'll do National Cathedral if we have time. But for the dance village, I want us to begin from a story carried by the Daily Graphic, and it says World Bank votes $40 million for farmers, and this part of this has been dedicated to the areas that have been affected by the farms, and this was revealed by the Agric Minister, Dr. Brian Champon, at a conference held with the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yesterday at the City House, Bank of Ghana Auditorium, at the University of Ghana campus, Legon, between the Ministry of Agric and the Youth Employment Agency, which is implementing a youth in agriculture program that's supposed to, as captured by some other newspapers, employ in its entirety about 200,000 young people, men and women, but it's beginning with 20,000 next year, the early part of next year. And out of that, this story has come up. Let me begin with you, Palgrave, and we can take it from there.
Chairman, good morning to
good
you
morning
and to Malik and to your viewing public, to the good people of Ebuakwa North constituency. Very good morning.
I should have mentioned that should I say incoming or aspiring incoming member of parliament?
Well, by the grace of God. By the grace of God. Everything is possible.
How is it going though?
Well, you know that campaign has not begun officially, but on-ground works are always possible on ground. So yeah, it's going well.
Right, let me allow you to box on.
Let me begin by commending the Minister for Agric, Dr. Brian Champon, together with the CEO of YEA, Kofi Japan, for such a remarkable investment in young people in the area of agriculture. I mean, Chairman, you'll recall that agriculture is the beacon of hope and democracy, and one that is able to stir up a striving economy. And all around the world, economies that have strived at the backbench of a good agricultural plan. And so to see that 200,000 young people will have an opportunity to go into farming, and also to see to it that farming now becomes attractive, and farming is not an age-old philosophy of bringing farm foods to Ghanaian people, but one that young people can find as an entrepreneurial endeavor to be involved in. We would commend the young people and ask that once the portals are opened and you are between the ages of 18 to 35, you should take advantage of this. This is one of the efforts of the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to ensure that youth unemployment becomes a thing of the past. And we would wish that the stipends that they receive, the supports that they receive, the coaching and the counseling and the guidance that they receive will be able to harness well the desired benefits for this project. So congratulations to the Minister for Agric, YEA, and to the young people, teaming young people. The portals are open. Just make sure that you fill in and then make your application, and you should be on your way to your farm.
I'm looking forward to get a farm anyway. I'm looking forward to be able to farm.
Are you between the ages of 18 to 35?
Maybe not necessarily under the Youth Employment Agency. They are capped from 18 to 35.
Very much.
I mean, personally, I have to be able to.
No, I mean, you remember many years ago when we were in junior high, we used to have a farm at the back of our houses. And your life skill teacher would encourage you to grow an onion or grow a tomato or grow a ginger, and to see to it that it's coming back again under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is remarkable. Need not say that now young people who are attending schools would rush home and come to water their crops and see that they are growing well. So everyone needs a farm at their backyard because it builds a lot more stronger value system in you.
Right. And let's move on to the spillage. I'm sure when we get to Malik, he will put all together. So issues about the spillage. Some amount, not the entire $40 million anyway. The $40 million have been voted for farmers, but part of it is going to support agric in the areas that have been affected, and then the entirety of the spillage.
Well, government has added their voice to commensurate with displaced persons whose homes have been displaced as a result of the spillage. I think that over the years we are always aware that when the good Lord blesses us with rain and our dams are unable to sustain it, we need to find ways and means within which we let out these excess water. It's important to commend President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who swiftly went into the community to express government's support towards the displaced persons, and also followed by the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, who was there yesterday and even gave a donation of about 160,000 Ghana cedis. I'm in no doubt in my mind that as government continually through the NADMO organization support these displaced persons, I'm very certain that their lives and livelihood will be restored back to a state in which that they were in. I also realized that the Ministry of Roads and Highways has voted an amount of close to about 5 million Ghana cedis to construct roads within the areas that have been affected as a result of the spillage. We will be certain that other events and supports that will be coming from well-meaning Ghanaians will be a greater support for the community of persons that have been displaced as a result of these spillages.
Let me come to you now, Malik, on the issues about the spillage entirely. Maybe you may want to comment on the conference yesterday, but the main topic is the spillage.
Good morning to your viewers. Good morning to yourself. Good morning to my very good friend, Palgrave. You know, when it comes to agric, it's important to note that one of the major policies that abhors rhetorics is agric and the agric sector entirely. Anyone who does not understand how crops are grown or how livestock is brought up will simply see a very beautiful policy being inaugurated and clap, cheer the government up and say, oh, they're doing their best and we appreciate their efforts and all that. But anyone who understands how these components are put into reality will tell you that more needs to be done in that sector. Look, it is one thing implementing a policy and directing all persons to channel their arsenals towards its full implementation. And another thing, converting the ends or proceeds of whatever policy you've launched into reality. We are in this country. When the government launched phase 1 of the planting for food and jobs policy, I understand this is a phase 2 component. When the phase 1 was launched, people went to market, oh, the government is doing well, the government is doing well. At the end of the day, in that same year, the government declared the planting for food and jobs policy as a success. We're importing rice at a tune of 1 billion into this country. At that same year, a bag of maize was going for almost 600 Ghana cedis. Then, today is almost 1,000 cedis. At that same year, plantain, where the minister himself said you could get a bunch of plantain for about 3 Ghana cedis, was selling at over 45 Ghana cedis on the way. During that same year, a crate of eggs metamorphosed from being sold at 12 Ghana cedis to about 30 Ghana cedis. Today is almost 60 Ghana cedis. And so you ask yourself, over 3 billion, over 10 billion pushed into planting for food and jobs policy. Of what benefits has it brought to our economy in this country? Because the prices of commodities in the market keep skyrocketing. Today, you have told us again
that they are going back to implement the phase 2 of the planting for food and jobs policy. And the people are asking you, what happened to the phase 1 of the policy? How did it translate? How did it reflect on the economic corridors of this country? How did it reduce prices of commodities in the market? How did it reduce prices of food stuff in the market? Because food basket inflation today is hitting 41%. In fact, at a point, it was almost 55%. And so clearly, a lot needs to be done within our agricultural corridors of this country. And lots need to be done to reflect the reality. Enough of the rhetorics, enough of the launching or commissioning of policies, enough of the inaugurations, enough of the sloganeering and all that. We need to see whatever you are launching reflecting in the reality and packets of the Ghanaian people. That is all we are asking for. And so we would only wish them the best of luck and hoping that, for the first time, we'll see some very fruitful dividends at the end of this policy. Now to the Akosombo matter. First of all, let me sympathize with the people of North Tong, South Tong, Central Tong, Ada, the K2 areas, and all affected areas. My worry is not just about the challenges they are being confronted with now. And my worry is not just about the flooding situation ongoing currently. In fact, just this morning, I understand, some levels of water have been spilled again. And they keep opening and opening, and nobody knows when this entire situation is going to end. But you see, my major worry, is the aftermath of this particular crisis. There are many people who have toiled for over 40 years, putting resources together, buying things in their homes, setting up, farms, building, houses and all of these. And the question these people keep asking themselves is that after this entire situation, after this entire crisis, what is in stock for me? What is the future for myself and my generation? What are the next steps I'm going to take in order to go back to how I used to be, or even closer to how I used to be? These are the fundamental questions all these people keep asking themselves. And on interviews I have watched, I have realized that these are people who have been left hopeless. These are people who have been left to their own fate, and nobody seems to know the next step he or she is going to take after this entire situation. The second aspect are the measures that we're taking. I have listened to workers from the VRA corridors. In fact, the VRA boss himself. And one of the things he boldly said was that notices were given to these people to relocate. And that as far back as May, they started hinting the people of whatever spillage was going to take place somewhere around September, October. And in October, they wrote letters to them and asked the district assemblies to announce that it's time to relocate because they were going to start a spillage. The first question I wanted anyone to ask him was that if you ask the people of Central Tong, North Tong, and all other affected communities to relocate, without giving them an area, without giving them temporal structures to relocate into, are you telling them to relocate and go swim in the Akosombo bridge? Or are you telling them to relocate and call their family members all around the country? So people who have family members in Togo, call them and relocate to Togo because you are going to spill the dam. Are you telling them to relocate to Tamale? Some who have family members in Kumbungu, someone who knows you, Akwesi, should call you and say, I'm coming to your house because they've asked me to relocate. Look, Apioti, that was, a natural disaster. In fact, not even a natural disaster. It was an occurrence out of somebody's negligence. Government immediately took pragmatic steps to provide temporal structures for the people. This is not the first time we are having such a situation in this country. Governments upon governments have taken steps to relocate people who will be affected in one way or the other by a decision of government. The recent very expensive hole that was dug around the Parliament House, when they were going to start its digging.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the abandoned National Cathedral. When they were going to commence works on it, High Court judges that were there were relocated, and they were provided structures They were even taken into high plush buildings just because government was going to commence work. Why is it that another decision that was going to be taken by government in the Akosomo Dam spillage, you only send notices to people and tell them relocate, find your place of abode. Oh, so you wanted the people of K2 North, you wanted the people of Central Tong, North Tong to go into the bush and go and join Fulanis because, I mean, they don't deserve government setting up temporal structures for them. I think that that entire argument is flawed, and government, the VRA and NADMO erred so long as that is concerned. It is also important that we revisit the very insensitive and irresponsible speech by Mr. Akufo-Addo. And I think that for once,
President.
Yes, however, for once on this platform, I wish to put it to him that, Mr. President, you erred. Mr. President, you engaged in an act of irresponsibility without any apologies. And I think that whatever statements you made there must be condemned, and condemned in real terms. How do you go to people, look straight in their faces, and tell them that even though they don't vote for you, you will still come to their aid? What was that supposed to mean? Was that to say that people who don't vote for you do not naturally or do not mandatorily deserve your honor? Was that to say that people who don't vote for you do not deserve to be in crisis where you visit them and use their own taxes to salvage their situation? But for the fact that President Akufo-Addo appears to be some sort of a walking contradiction, in the beginning of his own speech, he said he's not here to do politics and that he's here to save the situation. But Agosi, before the man ended, he quickly said, I hope that next time you vote for me. And I said, you were the same person who said you were not here to do politics. But before you could end your speech, you were telling the people that you hope that next time they will vote for you, all because you've come to see their faces. In saying this, Mr. Akufo-Addo forgot, President Akufo-Addo, that at every branch in Central Tong, he has 5 branch executives. By saying this, he forgot that at every any of these constituencies, Central Tong, North Tong, South Tong, Ada, and all other adjoining communities, he had 19 constituency executives who, at least in one way or the other, had been displaced. These are people who continuously work for your party, admitted by Mr. Akufo-Addo, and never again should he repeat that. I sit here and I cry this way because tomorrow it could be my community, and simply because we don't vote for them, and that he had to speak to his chief of staff and ask that when he comes down, when he touches base, he would visit the people of Mepe and all other affected communities. One of the fundamental questions I wanted anyone seated there to ask him was, where is Malam Bawumia? At least, once the president leaves the grounds of this country, Alhaji Bawumia automatically takes over as president. And in the face of any emergency situation, with the vice president having the people of this country at heart, he ought to respond and then address the situation before the president comes. Mind you, the spillage didn't start in October. It started in September. From September till date, today, 19th, the spillage has been ongoing on a daily basis. So does Dr. Bawumia want to tell us that in the absence of his president, he cannot sit in for him? He cannot stand in for him? And if he wants to say that he was on campaign, are you aware that when former President Kufuor lost his wife, Malam Bawumia issued a statement stating that he had suspended his tour and that he was heading back for Accra to come and sign the book of condolence and sympathize with the former President Kufuor. In instances like that, he was commended. At least he was sensitive enough to say that, let me end my campaign, let me come and sympathize with former President Kufuor. Why is it that in this particular voter region situation, Dr. Bawumia pretended that he did not live within the 4 cycles of this country? Why is it that the people of voter region were drowning? They needed a word, they needed a statement, they needed a representation from government to at least tell them that we feel your plights. And Dr. Bawumia was somewhere. For more than 10 days, the vice president was nowhere to be found. Such an irresponsible, such an insensitive character. And he did not, even for a minute, think that the people of the voter region needed his presence there. But if you remember, when Sierra Leone had a similar flooding situation, and there was a mudslide, if you remember. Madam Baumia, when they were asking who wanted to lead a delegation of $1 million to Sierra Leone, he was the first to raise his hand. He was the one who sat in the cargo plane with this goose, a vice president, and went to Sierra Leone, and he was distributing goodies from the government of Ghana, just because he had to do with another nation. Oh, it is popularity. Let me go out there and make a name because I'm Malam, because I'm Alaji, because I'm vice president. But when it had to do with the Volta region, he did not, for a second, remember that he needed to come to them. When it's Sierra Leone, $1 million goes. When it is Volta region, we don't care because Akufo-Addo says they don't vote for us. This is the highest level of insensitivity any vice president can pretend. Yesterday, I heard that he landed there in a helicopter. What are you going to do? What are you going to tell the people? Many of the people have relocated. Many of the people have been displaced. What again are you going to tell the people? These are the questions I want to ask Alhaji Baumia. You have acted insensitive, you've acted irresponsible, you've acted unconcerned, and all of a sudden, you let them bring a cargo helicopter and you fly there to go and tell them what? He landed and was waving school children. He has forgotten that hospitals have been submerged in this water. He's forgotten that people are swimming today with dead bodies. In fact, a mortuary of over 200 dead bodies are floating in the water. Schools have been submerged. And he gets there and all he thinks about is the politicking of the entire matter and telling the people to next time remember and vote for them. You see, I am sad in this matter because as I speak this morning, over 30,000 people have been displaced in only North Tongue. As I speak this morning, over 18,000 people in Central Tongue have been displaced. As I speak this morning, people in Ada, in the Kotu enclave, do not even know where to sleep. Yesterday I watched an interview, and a young, fine lady was saying, stating very sadly, that for more than 3 days, she's not taking her bath. And unfortunately, with the greatest of respect, she is even in her menses. And she does not know where to even get water and take her bath. Yesterday, I listened to the assemblyman of Sokoi, another Sabbath, who stated that they are relying on the water from the lake to drink. Now there are dead bodies in the water, over 200 dead bodies. Where do you expect them to get water? And amidst all of this, Akwesi, President Akufo-Addo does not see the need, the commonsensical need, I beg your pardon, to declare a state of emergency in the Volta enclaves. I commend Member of Parliament like the Honorable Okujato Ablakwa and the Honorable other Member of Parliament, the Honorable Woyomi, and all other members of Parliament who have on a single hand declared their constituencies in states of emergency. This morning, I understand the Tanker Drivers Union sent in some donations. Private individuals are doing their best. There's a caravan a mobile vehicle on the water, saving lives and properties. And the government of the day, all the work in Akufo-Addo's head, all he thinks about is how to win the next election. I find this sad and most unfortunate because as I speak today, I don't even know the fate of people in Bipe and Yape. Are you aware that people at Bipe Bridge are currently submerged in water? In the Savannah region, people in Yape are currently submerged in water. And many of those people do not know their fates. And just when they heard President Akufo-Addo tell the people of Volta region that because you don't vote for us, if you next time vote for us, you don't vote for us, and talks about an entire political situation, those people do not even know their fates. Because of course, they don't vote for the MPP. They vote for the NDC and Honorable John Jenapo is their MP. As it stands now, all those people do not even know whether the government will come to their aid or they won't come to their aid. This is the situation we find ourselves in. This is the current crisis.
Right.
This is the current pathetic situation. And we will thank His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for at least giving them a commonsensical situation. It is time to declare a state of emergency in the Volta region. It is time to, attract international donors. It is time to, trigger international partners and request their immediate support. Because on a daily basis, people are getting hopeless. People are getting demoralized. People do not even know where their next meal is going to come from. This is the current situation. And very unfortunate, all they think about as a party is how to win the next election.
Let me see. Okay, it's 38. Pagriv, I know you have put quite a number of things out, but kindly permit me to go on a quick break. When I come back, I'll allow you to make comments, and I may get back to Malik, and then we can move on to the Galamsey. This is Good Morning Ghana. You want to stay with us? We'll be right back.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ampedu.
Good afternoon, Mr. Saru.
How is business doing?
My business is collapsing.
Why is your business collapsing?
I sold my products and services to my clients on credit, and my debtors are not paying their debts.
Have you heard of Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company operating in all the 16 regions of Ghana?
Not at all.
Mr. Ampedu, all you need to do is to contact them on their customer service line. I recommend Rosic Consult Limited, a debt recovery company to financial institutions, businessmen and businesswomen, other companies, and also individuals. Rosic Consult has 98.4% debt recovery rate. We have professional debt recovery managers. You are assured of swift debt recovery. No recovery, no commission. For Rosic Consult Limited, no more write-offs. And we pre-finance the recovery ourselves.
Betway is your gateway to a theme park full of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. Where you can take to the skies with max payouts that reach into the millions. All in the palm of your hand. Visit betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet responsibly. Betway. Bet your way.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor, they say. But as humans, aging and physical infirmity stands our way of enjoying our mansions and homes. It often becomes challenging, if not impossible, to use our stairways day in, day out. With portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, PVs, you are assured of unlimited enjoyment of your mansions and homes. It's a self-supported elevator for vertical movement of humans and goods at homes and offices. The original comes in 3 custom-made models with wheelchair accessibility. Call it luxury, but it's a necessary imperative for vertical mobility. Do not let aging or infirmity limit you. Get one for your easy vertical mobility at home. It's affordable and can be installed in just 3 days without modification to your existing building. It's however easier to incorporate it at the construction stage. We also have traditional Fuji elevators and escalators for your high-rise buildings and malls. Visit Lifts and Elevators Company Limited at Sakumono for your elevators nationwide. For free consultation to call or WhatsApp us on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators, the elevator people.
Everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na me coin point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kura me nu foforo kwa na me kwan mu a eba and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama nunu a ene ne ho ade a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Hello.
Hey, ohwehwe what che?
Okay.
A free bra wo di end point wa dance. Me call you no. Me Johnson sema na enkoyie e paso na maye mre nyina na magina sabema na me be fie for there e ho na nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathy Clinic. I'm free.
My son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. Kwa when you fear for nyina enkobo the makers in Sra no hu dewo.
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Emma up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Ewo Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasama Zongo Junction. Edike Pharmacy Dine. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Buachi Hospital Junction. Takradi. Kuma. Number 9 Market.
And chairman and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254. Terms and conditions apply.
Inside Black Star Press Limited, grow inside the invective minds, evolving concepts and the creative trends. The printing press you need now. Witness the beauty, diversity, and natural wonder with our works. Inside Black Star Press Limited, in association with Lionhead Group of Companies. Call us now on 0200-880-000 for all your print works. Black Star Press Limited, a worldwide reputation for quality printing.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
Prepare bantama.
My chest.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me Jidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa. Ile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
You will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Star 857 hash. Star 857 hash. Yankwe. Tiana foul baller. Zoom lion. Tiana foul baller. Zoom lion. 857 hash. Star 857 hash.
Change your style. Be like that. Change your baller style. Don't be like that. Zoom Lion is here for everyone. Pay with star 857 hash and we will come for your baller. Zoom Lion. Tiamian for baller wate.
To help meet our printing is a solution.
Promises, I say immediately he will see to us, and in the long term he will see to us. Joke kakra president Koye say e can vote anka wamba hano enu mo adani news enu na mo di chi yasema atu ya ye kanu enu mo amfa anya asem joke kakra president ye no enu na mo di ayasem journalist mu so ye ni anje mu ho afenso baby a nsuo na adu no emu eye tum eye black eye thick bomba emu yinkan nature say yare abem seriously contaminated nti yeda ho across nsuo na yare ebeba no we can't contain it nti you need this kasa no pay we need immediate action either omubema yen road a ebefa so akọ camp wo normal barricade no river no and now they evacuate the people back to town so that they won't have to be.
Right, you welcome back from the break. So I am told that's the Queen Mother of Mepe who was speaking there, but we'll come back to it. Let me quickly acknowledge my sponsors and I will come to you, Power Grave. Are you tired of compromising on the quality of your furniture? Look no further. With Gracefield Ventures, you are guaranteed top-notch products that are not only beautiful but also built to last. With over a decade of experience, Gracefield Ventures has been the ultimate destination for office and home furniture, creating living and working spaces that exude charm and sophistication. From luxurious sofas that cradle you in comfort to sleek swivel chairs that elevate your productivity, we have it all. Go on, visit our Plus showroom at the heart of Kisaman, Accra, from Monday to Saturday. Call us on 0501 672 776, 051 672 777. Gracefield, bringing world-class furniture and exceptional service right to your doorstep. What does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? Remember, who's got the moolah has got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. daily. Now, pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on our website at www.gamesparkgames.com or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It is easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some more moolah. That's cash. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and it is not for persons under 18. Please play responsibly. Do you remember not too long ago, our parents used to brush our teeth with pounded peduncle of plantain, that's body tree, mixed with charcoal. Charcoal has essential medicinal properties that help remove toxins from our bodies. The natural absorptive property of charcoal helps to remove the bacteria that produces bad breath in the mouth, hence giving you fresh breath. Kale charcoal toothpaste has been formulated and produced under strict hygienic conditions with all the necessary production protocols and has been approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. Constant use of Kale charcoal toothpaste gives you a good fresh breath, whiter teeth, reduces dental plaque, makes the gum healthy and strong, prevents cavity, upset stomach, hangover, and so on and so forth. Kale charcoal toothpaste is recommended for adults and children from 6 years and above. Kale charcoal toothpaste for white teeth and fresh breath all day long. This is another quality product from Samara Company Limited. Kale charcoal toothpaste, happy smile. Aye Soko. Birthways cash out just got way better. Enhanced early, partial, and auto cash out feature lets you cash your bets out early. Cash out a portion of your ongoing bets or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, not for persons under 18 years. Betway gets way more. Now, you know that when it comes to our health, God is a healer, but He does that healing through humans. And one way to cure ailments is through alternative medicine. And that's when Alternative Medical Hospital comes in. It is one of the best alternative medicines or medicine hospitals in Ghana today. So for all your health consultations, counseling, physiotherapy, and homeopathic medicine, Amen Alternative Medical Hospital has the best for you. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is the first to modernize herbal and homeopathy medicine in Ghana. They have the best medicinal practitioners or medical practitioners from the KNUST with the state-of-the-art medical equipment curated for your need. The most obscure ailments can be diagnosed and taken care of. Amen Alternative Medical Hospital is at Klagon on the Lashibi Ashaman Road near the Underbridge from Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Dial 0207229505 or 0244227192. We say God is the healer. Ready to treat your callers to good tunes while you win incredible rewards and points by purchasing, renewing, copying, or gifting your favorite caller tunes, and you can win amazing prizes based on your total accumulated points. Yep, build as many points as possible and you can win tons of data to stay connected to the things you love, or you can win an amazing cash prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis to splash on your favorite things. It is the perfect way to entertain your callers with music and get rewarded at the same time. Start collecting your caller tunes points today. Visit callertunes.mtn.com.gh or just dial *1355# to get started on the MTN caller tune service. We say the promo lasts till the 7th day of November. If you are counting, you know that the day is drawing very close. We say terms and conditions apply. I still have Malik and Palgrave here in the studio, and I'm told we have the picture of one of my favorite people in politics now. It's a birthday today. I still say happy birthday to you, Marietta Brew, former Attorney General. If we have it, please here and acknowledge her small. That's if we still have the picture. And I want Princess Law to see and also acknowledge that I have done the needful. So if we have the picture of Marietta Brew appear upon Marietta Brew upon, happy birthday to you, madam. If we don't have it, let's come back to the studio. Maybe we'll have it by the close of the show. Palgrave, let me come to you now.
You see, I'm surprised that Malik would use very unsavory words, consequential, and that the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has gone to commensurate with the people who have been displaced because of the floods. I think that it's important that we are minded and guided with how we interpret speeches that comes from the very highest office of the presidency, and you know person than the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The statements that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made was to remind the Ghanaian people and the people of Mipe that he has offered truth. The oath that he took was an oath of allegiance for the entire Ghanaian people, irrespective of trade, race, tribe, ethnic group, and that he has come to Mipe primarily because of the spillage and how they are displaced, and government's own efforts, that the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is acting in the very interest of the entire Ghanaian people. I think that there is nothing wrong when the president goes to make these statements. And to be fair, the president, at some statements that he makes, puts in humor. Because sometimes when you're on ground, you need to put in humor so the people can be connected with. Which is why the Queen Mother of Mipe is admonishing all media houses and maybe the NDC commentators that restrain from trying to misinterpret and misdirect the statements that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo made. And let's stay on the substance of the issue, that government is making a lot of efforts to make sure that persons that have been displaced because of these spillages, their plight, their livelihood, their safety is of paramount interest to the government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We are aware that NADMO is on ground, making sure that they are placing these persons that are displaced in shelters and homes that they will no more be displaced when there are other spillages. So we need to be guided around those areas. I think that it's important that as we consider the issues in the country and also consider the spillages that has come, let's be mindful of some words that we throw out. Malam Baum. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where those words are coming from.
Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the one we know. I mean, in recent times, how you would want to refer to him as a Malam. I mean, I think that with the greatest of respect and accolades, I mean, Malams have a role that they play within the Islamic cleric. I mean, and so that we can use the appropriate words and be guided, really, as we have a number of these national discourses.
I'll come to you. You're allowing. I'll still give you some time.
Okay, see, I think that those are the substances.
But there are issues that, of course, from former President John Dramani Mahama, you should declare a state of emergency in the affected area.
No, you see, I'm concerned.
The issues he raised about the relocation of the people, the timing,
talk about
of
state
the
of emergency
responsibility
because you see, the issue that has happened in Nipe, much as is of importance to the government of the Republic of Ghana, hasn't reached the crescendo to declare the community of Nipe in a state of emergency. I mean, I don't think so. This condition is a condition that is under control. It's a condition that is under control under the state agencies. I mean, you could go to Nipe now. The state agencies are there. NADMO is there. The rest of the security apparatuses are there, making sure that the life and livelihood of the people that we so serve and the people that we have come to serve, their life and livelihood is intact and is safe and is secure. And so if you are purporting to declare a state of emergency, I mean, I don't think that is reached that level of crescendo that we need to declare a state of emergency. There are barricades that are being put around to make sure that persons are not going into territories where the water depth is high, so that people do not get drowned. And all those other issues that are arising, I think that our government is addressing those issues in the matter and the letter that it deserves.
Let me come to you now, Malik.
First of all, the addressing of the vice president to any other person, Mala, is not offensive. I could decide to call Palgrave Pastor Osofo.
He actually is.
Absolutely. Yes. I could decide to call you Osofo. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, until recently, Dr. Bawumia accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and personal Savior and has been jumping from church to church, taking communion. He was somebody well known in the Islamic community.
Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim.
No, but he stood on platform and said, we all accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. He accepted. It's not in the Islamic doctrine and principles. It's not. And so until recently, where his faith is becoming more or less of a chameleon nature, he is somebody that could be addressed as Malam, and it's not offensive in any way. But most importantly, you could decide.
Let me keep my comment.
Yes, let me allow you could decide to say the president acted in a state of humor. You see, be mindful that President Akufo-Addo did not appear or was not seated on Wontumi TV or was not at the National Theatre at any comic display party or was not on a campaign platform where you seek to excite whoever was listening to you at the moment, or was not in a meeting with Shatawale where you want to create a very conducive atmosphere. You were before people in crisis. You were before people who had lost properties. You were before people who cannot tell the next step to take in life. In fact, you were before very hopeless people who do not or did not even understand the situation they were in entirely. And you think that was an appropriate platform to crack humor. You think that was a place to go and speak about them voting for you next time. You think that was a place to go and tell the people to their faces that you don't vote for me, you don't vote for my party, you've never voted for me. And Palgrave thinks this is a matter you can simply conclude that the president likes joking. So he should go about joking from every flood situation, every crisis. Really, very unfortunate. And I repeat that is the most irresponsible statement any president anywhere. When Sierra Leone had a mudslide and had flooding, did you ever see their president joking with them? Did you see their president appearing and laughing with them? Countries are in crisis. Palestine is in crisis.
Have you ever seen Zelensky laughing and joking with them? You think it's time to joke with people? Oh, because it's Volta region, let's joke with them. When he went to a PAT, did he joke with the people? I mean, let's know the appropriate platforms and what comments to make them. Very responsible and insensitive. And I'll repeat that on any day.
You don't think it was okay for the president to try to water down the pain, at least to create a light environment for the people to be able to smile. The
people are in pain because they don't have shelter. They are in pain because they don't have food.
And he addressed all that.
If you want to water down the pain, provide them with shelter immediately. Provide them with food. That was an appropriate way of watering down the pain. The people did not tell you that they lacked laughter or they lacked humor or they wanted you to come and act as a comedian so that they laugh and wash away their crisis. That was not a way of washing the people out of their crisis. There were more appropriate ways, and that's all we're advising him to do. The third part is that I would want to refer paragraph to Article 31, okay? Article 31, Clause 9. It states, and it's under the state of emergency, jurisdictions are declared in the state of emergency. The circumstances under which a state of emergency may be declared under this article, a natural disaster or any situation in which any action is taken or immediately threatened to be taken by any person or body or persons which is calculated or likely to deprive the community of the essentials of life, or renders necessary the taking of measures which are required for securing the public safety, the defense of Ghana, and the maintenance of public order, of supplies and service essential to life of the community. Simple. The people of Volta region have been deprived of the essentials of life. The people of Volta region do not have shelter. Affected communities do not have food to eat. Affected communities do not even, have a safe haven for survival. And you think that is not grown to a point of declaring a state of emergency. However, Akwesi, what does declaring the Volta region a state of emergency take away from Akufo-Addo? But for shared wickedness and insensitivity, declaring the community a state of emergency will rather attract foreign donors and will attract people to come in need. Why? When Sierra Leone declared their place a state of emergency, when there was flood, didn't Alhaji Bawumia and Mr. Akufo-Addo load a cargo plane full of $1 million worth of items to Sierra Leone? So you think that the people of the Volta region do not deserve to also get $1 million from Sierra Leone? You think that the people of the Volta region do not deserve to even get $100,000 from Liberia? And you know that declaring the place in a state of emergency would automatically attract. Why? When there was a national pandemic and almost the entire world was declared a state of emergency, including Ghana, didn't you see Jack Ma Foundation donating items worth $1 million? Didn't you see even Parliament passing rapid credit facilities for loans to be taken immediately to salvage the situation? Didn't you see other mechanisms for private nationals?
Can all of that not
also
happen?
Donate.
Can all of that not happen without the declaration of a state of emergency?
A state of emergency.
When for example, NADMO is down on the ground, when the state actors are on the ground, making sure that the people are restored back to life.
NADMO itself has admitted that they have run short of items. NADMO itself. I listened to the PRO, George AC. They've admitted that, but for the intervention of even VRA, they would have gone out of stock for a long time. VRA itself is handicapped. And all private donors, are you not, just today, more than 5 private institutions have donated.
Are donated, yes.
Absolutely. That is because the MPs, like Honorable Okujato Blackwater, Honorable William and the rest, have declared their constituencies a state of emergency. And they are pleading on private nationals. In fact, there is even a short code today that you can donate to. So what does it take away from Mr. Akufo-Addo and then Alhaji Bawumia to say, look, the people of Volta region are in crisis, and we therefore declare the entire enclave a state of emergency, tying it to the 1992 constitution? What does it take away from them? What do they lose? We are not asking President Akufo-Addo to sell his house and give to us. We are not asking him to sell his property, to even withdraw money from his account. Just declare the area a state of emergency and attract foreign donors. The $1 million you gave to Sierra Leone is ready to also come and give us $1 million.
Sierra Leone is ready to give us $1
million.
If
we declare a state of emergency,
they will bring us.
Absolutely.
Well, let me move to but this one is from my good friend. He says he's watching you. Honorable Collins Adumaku Mensa. Could you draw Malik's attention to his choice of words? It is not palatable this morning that the Akufo-Addo was not at a concert party. How? Your good friend sent in that one.
Collins is a good friend.
Collins Adumaku, Honorable Collins Adumaku Mensa. But he's watching the show. Good morning to you, my dear brother Collins Adumaku Mensa. Now let me come to what I'm saying. I'll start this one with you, Malik, on the press statement, the fallouts, the Frimpong Boateng issues, and the response finally from the Attorney General Godfred Dame to you. He says that he has actually defended his records and believes that he has struck more successes than witnessed under all the administrations of the NDC. That's a fallout or a follow-up or a response to your call for him to resign.
First of all, we are not interested, as at now, in who has chalked many successes or failures in our fight against Galamsey. We are not in any debates. And we don't intend to even sit down and say, I have done this, I have done that. No. The fight against Galamsey has a reality check. And if you want to know which government chalked many successes, visit the Tano River, visit the Black Volta, visit all our water bodies, visit the Apraprama forests, visit the Amansia forests, and you would arrive at a conclusion of which government chalked many successes in their fight against Galamsey. So there's no need, there's no debate. I don't need to write this. Look, this is the statement from the Attorney General. An empty piece of rhetoric in here. And I'll defend that point. An empty piece of rhetoric. One, we have highlighted many points. And look, the Professor Frimpong Boateng today, the NPP seeks to run down. I beg to say, as an astute statesman, even without he becoming minister, if one day he had passed on, he would have been celebrated as a major statesman in this country. My junior sister, my direct biological junior sister, was born with hole in heart. And she was operated by Professor Frimpong Boateng. She was one of the first people that had a successful hole in heart operation in this country. And so, Prof is one man who's been recognized by every corridor of this state. But today the NPP seeks to run him into the gutters as if he doesn't exist. This man led an interministerial committee against Galamsey. This man wrote a 37-page document. In fact, he was given the mandate by Mr. Akufo-Addo, who believed in him. And I remember the day the committee was set up. He categorically said he believes in the work, the genuity, the honesty, and the sincerity of Professor Frimpong Boateng, and was willing to take any statement that was brought before him. One, the Attorney General writes this in response to the 37-page document of Frimpong Boateng. First of all, to even know that this entire document written by the Attorney General was skewed, was imbalanced, and were pieces of propaganda put together, he omitted very crucial aspects of the 37-page Frimpong Boateng document. One was the page 29 of Frimpong Boateng. Frimpong Boateng says, Mr. Eric Entry, who is the youth organizer for Chebi, was mining in the backyard of President Akufo-Addo to the extent that his wall was broken down and Galamsey was seriously ongoing in the president's garden. In the Attorney General's statement, he omitted the president's name. He hasn't told us what investigation has been conducted with regards to the president's house. And I don't know why, on a repeated basis, they attempt pulling President Akufo-Addo and Alhaji Bawumia out of the debate or the topic or discussion on Galamsey. Meanwhile, there is not a single Galamsey expose in this country that President Akufo-Addo's name has not been mentioned. And worst of it all is my very good brother Alhaji Bawumia, who comes from a region that do not know Galamsey. In fact, we from the north, we really do not know much about Galamsey. But he has even been mentioned to the extent that he knows how to collect $200,000 from Galamseyers as appearance fee. This is what Malam Bawumia has grown into. And his name has been mentioned in Galamsey economy to the extent that President Akufo-Addo's very good friend is Alistair Matthias, who is a gold mafia, who goes to countries taking gold and all other accoutrements. And so that attempt to wash President Akufo-Addo's name off Galamsey exposés will not sell and will not buy in this country. That is one. Number two, the Attorney General claims that there hasn't been any evidence to prosecute people who had been named in Professor Frimpong Boateng's expose and his reports. One, there's a man called Donald Ensua. He is the CEO of C&J Alaska Mining Company, now known as Heritage Imperial. These people were arrested by the committee. 30 excavators were seized by these people because they were busily mining in the Apaprama forest and the Amansia forest. There is a clear documentary by Erastus Donko of Multimedia, who took his drone and all satellites, captured all these people mining in these forest reserves and destroying our water bodies, and presented and exposed same in a live Galamsey expose, and presented same to the committee again, of which Professor Frimpong Boateng stated in his 37-page document. Is the Attorney General telling us that when they visited the Amansia forest, there was no Galamsey? Is he telling us that the 30 excavators that were seized by the Interministerial Committee belonged to ghosts, and so they did not have owners to be able to track? Is he telling us that the Amansia forest today was not touched, and all video evidences provided by Multimedia, a reputable media house and a colleague to your media entity, were pieces of videos they sat in their bedrooms and put together? So they sat and they drew trees, and they drew trees fallen, and they drew an excavator, and they permed all together and played as an expose. This is how low the Attorney General thinks we should be thinking in this country, and there was no evidence. Number two were the issues of the stolen excavator, and they had to do with one Setmante who worked with Peace FM. This Setmante himself wrote a police statement when he was arrested that of the excavators they seized, he was working as an errand boy to one John Atta, who was the Central Regional Security Coordinator and was working hand in hand with the then Vice Chairman of Central Region, Ekowusi Horace. And that anybody who wanted to take his excavator had to pay between 50,000 to 55,000 before they release the excavator to you. He wrote this at the police station as a police statement and presented. Professor Frimpong Boateng presented the police with a bank statement that proved that 50,000 to 55,000 were sent to Setmante's account. He provided a bank statement that proved that Setmante withdrew these monies and sent to John Oforate's account. And he provided evidence to show how they were selling excavators, releasing excavators, and sharing the goodies like granates. All these were presented by Professor Frimpong Boateng. Yet Mr. Godfrey Dame says he is so blind to the extent that he has not seen any of these police reports. He is so blind to the extent that he has not seen any of these exposés, and that there is no single evidence to prosecute Ekowusi or to prosecute Setmante or John Oforata. Number three is the issue of Mr. Albert Joseph Kwam, who was a former MP to Mansour Edubia. This man collaborated with the then NADMO boss and former first vice chairman of the Ashanti region. Two of them, Kobina Setre, came together to go and license a concession in his company name. To the disbelief of the former NADMO boss, Mr. Kobina, he says he was seated one day and a concession they were supposed to go and work in was sold to somebody without his notice. He, the company holder. And this man has been speaking. In fact, the recent interview was with Sompa FM in Kumasi. He mentioned how he was misled And he mentioned how they were mining near water bodies at his concession, all because it was not in his company's name. This man has been speaking from radio station to radio station. Yet the Attorney General says, aside seeing, he doesn't even hear. And that all what the man has been saying has been gibberish. And he has not listened to a single evidence provided by any of these men. For the sake of time, I would speak about Wuntumi's Akonta mining. At least with that, the entire country, or even a 2-year-old boy, if he sits and you give him a black maternity attire and golden barrette, he will be able to pass judgment on this particular case. Akonta mining has been captured in the news. Even the ministry.
In favor or against?
Pardon?
Judgment in favor or against?
He is sentencing Wuntumi for life imprisonment, and I'll explain that. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, in its own press statement, admitted that Akonta mining was not permitted or had not been granted mining license, and that they were even mining in the Tano River, and that all their actions and conducts were illegal, and the ministry was going to go after them. This was the ministry itself stating with clear evidence, because all evidences available to them pointed to the fact that Akonta mining was engaged in illegal mining. Akonta mining belongs to the Ashanti Regional Chairman. Chairman Wuntumi. He has everything and all knowledge about this mining entity. And this mining entity had been caught mining in our forest reserves and destroying our water bodies. All evidences were provided at the doorstep of the Attorney General for prosecution. But the Attorney General sits down and says he never saw Akonta mining. He has never even heard of the company, and that they have not been engaged in any act of illegal mining. I will land on this point. You see, worst of it all, in all scenarios he gave, he quickly jumped in his report to mention that one of the major records we should hail them for as a government is that Aisha 1 was caught and prosecuted. Funny. Is it the same Aisha 1 who was released to his country because the government's senior minister, Yao Safo, stated that the government needed money? Is it the same Aisha 1? Is it the same Aisha 1 who had destroyed all our water bodies to the extent that she should have been prosecuted and standing and being in jail for life imprisonment? That was released to a country, all because the government did not care about our forest reserves. They did not care about our water bodies. And all they thought about was that Aisha 1, if released to her country, the Chinese government will be so happy that they will give them money. And because Omo party, and government, the Attorney General today sits and shamelessly brags that we should praise him for such meticulous work done in the prosecution of Aisha 1. He finally lands on a point to say that their government had instituted more laws than any government under the Republic of Ghana. If indeed you want us to praise you for instituting laws, more laws than any government, use same laws to prosecute Chairman Wuntumi. Use same laws to prosecute the president's nephew, Gabi Asaro, who had to even call the head of the interministerial committee against illegal mining to ask that he releases excavators that belonged to an entity, Heritage Imperial Mining, and that their mining activities in forest reserves had no bearing and they should be allowed to mine. Is it same? Okay, use same laws to prosecute Donald Ensua for all the illegal activities he has conducted in our forest reserves. And big of it all, the President of the Republic, whose house in Chebi, whose backyard, whose garden was being dredged, and people were mining in his garden, broke his wall and broke into his house and were mining, to be standing prosecution and answering questions for all these illegal activities undertaken. This is all the NDC is asking for. Other than that, the Attorney General should shamelessly lay down his tools, put his work down, and be ready to resign from office.
But you know Gabi is in court with
I also know that Gabi admitted on live.
No, you know he's in court with Frimpong.
I'm saying that I also know that
you are not answering.
I mean, being in court, you can be in court, of course. That has nothing to do with we calling for the prosecution of Gabi Asaro. It has nothing to do with it.
And Donald Ensua was also never arrested
because they never wanted to arrest him. Erasmus Donkos expose captured his company, Heritage Imperial, mining in the Apraprama and Amansia forest, was captured on live tape. We didn't capture him. It was your colleague Media House that went and captured him mining in our forest reserve and destroying the water bodies. Who is to initiate his arrest? It is the Attorney General. And the same person comes to tell you and I that he hasn't seen enough evidence. The expose that captured Heritage Imperial mining in these forest reserves were not solid enough. And he doesn't see why Donald Ensua should be arrested. This is what you and I should be fighting for. And this is why we should be calling for the head of Mr. Godfrey Dame. He needs to explain to us why he left all these criminals.
So Donald was never arrested, first of all. Let's establish that.
That's
and
right.
Gabby is also in court with Frimpong Boateng. Let's establish that also.
Right.
And Attorney General also urged the police to conclude their investigations into the matter of St. Mante and of Reactor. Yes.
Right.
We see, and yes. He made that in his statement. And the police should conclude that.
And we have repeatedly said, so he should tell us what effort he's made in Donald Ensua's matter. He should tell us. He should tell us what effort he's made because in his own statement, I can read his report. He states that he says no report was taken from these people that were called, which is a lie. In Frimpong Boateng's report, I can give you the report that was taken. It is here. Frimpong Boateng printed and presented the report, the police report that were taken. In his statement, he has also said that Frimpong Boateng never presented them with any bank statement.
In his statement,
of an NID.
It is there.
This is the report.
Let me allow you.
This is the report that was presented. It is said.
You are
in his statement.
Let me allow you to. Let me allow you to.
Kwesi, you see, let me begin by stating that the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's home in Chebi has not been involved in any illegal mining. You recall when the allegation came out, media pressmen from the presidency, together with other well-meaning media houses, went into Chebi. They were welcomed to the mother's house.
Not
of
his
course.
house.
Oh, please. Please.
Frimpong Boateng never said his mother's house.
When he was speaking, I didn't interject.
Please go on. Please go on.
The President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his home in Chebi is not involved in any illegal mining activity. Has never been involved in any illegal mining activity. When this speculation and allegation came, the presidential press corps, together with other media houses, came to Chebi. They were welcomed by the Chebi Hine, Osaberima Kwabnamafo. They made a major tour within the Chebi community and towns. And they didn't find any iota of proof and truth to the allegations that were perpetrated by Professor Frimpong Boateng. So it's important that issues that have been dealt with without any verifiable truth and evidence should not be reintroduced into the public domain as though nothing has been done about it. And I state on record, the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has not been involved in any illegal mining activity in this country. His home in Chebi has not been used as a site for illegal mining activity. I mean, to be fair, let's be truthful. Do you think that the moment you enter from Apija, every single land in Chebi is fertile of gold? That anybody who lives in Chebi, then it means that my backyard can also be used. But you see, when you do the purportings, the environment even within where the Chebi township is developed, there are no mining activities there. There are no mineral resources that is even found on the land in those communities. So that is something that we must immediately take away from the public domain, because that has been dealt with. There's proof of that. Now, the statements from the learned Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. I'll begin from the conclusion, then I'll come to the beginning of it. It is important to state that the Attorney General in his conclusion, and I'll read, he said, it is recorded that several attempts by the police, and I'm reading the last paragraph, on page 7. It is recorded that several attempts by the police to obtain further information from Professor Frimpong Boateng to substantiate the allegations made in the report to assist them to conduct further investigations proved futile. The professor refused to provide any further information to the police. He also declined to give a written statement claiming that his report is an embodiment of his statement. And all the information he has on the allegations, investigations by the police, have not revealed any evidence in support of the allegations. The allegations are therefore bare and do not provide a basis for any criminal charge against the persons cited in the report, except for 3 persons mentioned above. This is from the Attorney General's statement. These 3 persons above are, in the absence of any evidence on the docket in support of any allegations of illegal mining activities, we are unable to recommend the prosecution of any of the persons cited in the report. We, however, await the outcome of the investigations being conducted in the case involving Setmante, Jonathan, and Ekowusi. Your SIU/CID headquarters duplicate docket RO number 155/2023 is retained pending the submission of the outcome of your investigations as required. Now, if the learned Attorney General, having gone through the docket that has been presented to him from the CID/AR.233/2023/2 dated 9th June 2023. This was the case docket that was given to the Attorney General. 7 different reports that were submitted, and the dates are there. From the 2nd of March 2023, when Professor Frimpong Boateng granted an interview on GTV, The Legends of Our Time, followed up with the police attention being drawn to the allegations that were raised against public officials. And then the police officials, that was on the 20th of March 2023. Then the police officials on the 21st of March 2023 visited Professor Frimpong Boateng. In the conversations, he submitted documents to the police CID that visited him. 36-page documents were submitted. Now, then on the 19th of March, the police had the report that was given to them by Professor Frimpong Boateng. There were 9 persons that were mentioned by Professor Frimpong Boateng of having been involved in illegal mining. And I've stated, Kwesi, illegal mining is not done on a paper. It is not done on a paper. There are sites of people that are involved in illegal mining. If you want to catch those people, you go to those sites. There has not been any site that Professor Frimpong Boateng has pointed to, stating the persons that he so claimed that have been involved in illegal mining, that these people own those sites. Number 2, Professor Frimpong Boateng mentions 3 persons. And these 3 persons are persons that the Attorney General has stated that the police CID should continue to investigate. Jonathan, Setmante, and Ekowusi. And then the Professor Frimpong Boateng report also stated 3 persons that were interfering with his work. And Malik mentions Gabiasare Trodakun. Mr. Gabiasare Trodakun made a call to Frimpong Boateng mentioning that he's a lawyer. I think that as a private citizen, you can be a lawyer for any firm, for any organization. Is that wrong? That as a lawyer, if you have gone to his client and he makes a call, is that wrong? I think that we need to be mindful of how we interpret these conversations. Now, these names and persons that have been mentioned have all been exonerated, because when you go to page 5, paragraph 1, all the names who were invited by the police CID, all 9 of them who were invited by the police CID, denied any of the allegations that were brought in the report of the Frimpong Boateng Interministerial Committee. And so really, where is the substance of the issue? I think that this brings the matter to an end. Really, because the CID has presented their docket to the Attorney General. The Attorney General has written a statement in reference to the docket that was presented to him, and has insisted that these other 3 persons whose reports were neither taken or given should be investigated further. And I state on this other last paragraph, as I bring my matter to a close, that the police stated that in all the reports that they received, they also received statements from Professor Frimpong Boateng on documents and receipts of payments that were made by persons that wanted their excavators removed from there. So let's put these matters into perspective and allow the state institutions real state institutions that have been mandated by the Constitution to be able to do their work. Allow them to do their work. And when they do their work and they bring the substance of the matter out, we do not need to discredit their efforts. And I think that that's key. It's important that we don't water down the integrity of our state institutions. It's important that we don't water the efforts of the Attorney General. It's important that people that have been exonerated, whose names were mentioned in the Frimpong Boateng report, who for some have sent them to court for discrediting their names and not having enough substantial evidences to that fact, to come to bear. And I stand with the Attorney General on the statement that he has brought. I commend the police CID for their thorough investigations, because this has been a long journey from March, when the issue came up, till now. It's almost 7 months. The police CID has taken well over 3.5 months to do their thorough investigations. And I think that once they have done their thorough investigations, presented their docket to the Attorney General, the matter comes to rest. And the Attorney General has stated that these other 3 persons, he is awaiting. And it will interest other persons that, yes, all of us are also awaiting that these other 3 persons are investigated and their reports is submitted to the Attorney General for further investigations, and then if need be for prosecution, it goes to that matter.
Attorney General comes back to respond to the NDC statement and talks about the successes he has chalked, and some people believe that he should just have gone to the issues. As for the successes, the record, it's there for the things he has done, I'm sure, are captured for everybody to know. And he didn't need to come back to be on that. He goes into playing politics with the NDC.
Kwesi, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Attorney General's work and mention of that in the public domain for the Ghanaian people to appreciate and understand. And I've stated that, you see, it has taken President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government to allow other state agencies who are mandated by the 1992 Constitution to engage with the Ghanaian people based on what they do. I think that if the Attorney General says that, yes, under the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and with the opportunity to be able to serve the Ghanaian people, this is what my agency and ministry has been able to do with your taxes. I think that is worth commending the Attorney General in that regard. I don't see anything wrong at all with that, because it's opportunity where the news can be sent forward across board. And Kwesi, you see, I have had a lot of studies into a matter where public officials are involved in. If public officials are involved in the matter, the Attorney General is the one that represents their interest, because the Attorney General is an Attorney General for the Republic of Ghana and the state. Kwesi, when persons are found culpable, then they will be charged to court. If persons are not found culpable, there is no way they will be charged to court. So let's commend the Attorney General, commend the CID, that these allegations that came out of an interview that Professor Frimpong Boateng had with the legends of time doesn't hold any water. And nobody is discrediting the learned Professor Frimpong Boateng, a heart surgeon. We acknowledge his medical expertise and profession. But, you know, illegal mining issues, allegations issues, is not science. It's not what is done in the medical theater. These are allegations that have been made. When these allegations are made, they must be substantiated with evidential proof. If there are no substantiation of evidential proofs, then the matter comes to bear. And we would commend the Attorney General for bringing a statement to this matter, whilst we await the investigations of the other 3 persons, Jonathan and Seth. And
all right, so let me give you 2 minutes each, and then if I am not able to make time for the National Cathedral, I'll just wrap up.
It's important that we read and understand and state the facts.
Okay.
As it is, without any attempt of skewing it. I'm impressed that paragraph here is calling for an investigation, a full scope investigation into the report by Mr. Frimpong Boateng. I want to remind you that what he is calling for is in contradiction to what his boss, Mr. Akufo-Addo, did on April 22nd, 2023. There was a report that rubbished the entire 37-page of Mr. Frimpong Boateng, and the president stated that the entire report that was put together by the revered professor, the good old professor Frimpong Boateng, was a catalogue of personal grievances and could only be reduced to speculation and hearsay.
And that's captured where?
In the president's report on 22nd April. Look for it. It was released by the office of the president. He's aware of it. This was the president's way of rubbishing. You are shocked that the president did this. I have told you that President Akufo-Addo will not change from his ways. This was a report that was constituted by a committee, and all you reduced the report to was a catalogue of personal grievances and could be reduced to speculation and mere hearsay. When your house in Chebi was being mined, your garden was destroyed to the extent that Frimpong Boateng said his committee had to go there quickly and salvage the situation. They had to chase the youth organizer away and say, this is the president's house. Even if the president supports you, we will not allow you mine here. And they had to construct the wall and planted trees again in the president's garden. You say it's a catalogue of personal grievances. You say it is mere hearsay. This is what you reduce the professor's report to. Please, paragraph. Go and ask the president why he rubbished the report. Number two, you spoke of Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko and stated that Mr. Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko only placed a call. And as a lawyer, you can place a call to anyone, especially if it has to affect your client. I don't argue with you on that. But the most important aspect you need to avert your mind to was the content of that particular call. What was discussed? What was discussed was in the good professor's report, page 16. He said, and this was what Frimpong Boateng's committee said, that in an attempt to dislodge imperial heritage from the Kobro forest and the Apaprama forest, Mr. Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko called him and asked that they stop that with immediate effect. But allow his client.
But that's the statement of Frimpong Boateng,
right?
Which has not been proven yet.
I have addressed it. I said that.
No, but not proven yet.
And I am saying that.
And so we cannot castigate.
So I can't quote him.
No, you can quote him.
So I'm quoting him.
You can quote him.
That's what I'm doing.
We cannot castigate the
so
other party.
So I am quoting Frimpong Boateng. Whether he's been prosecuted, the people have been prosecuted or not.
No,
I have every right to quote him.
Not even the prosecution.
Right.
The veracity of what he has said.
Right.
So I am your very good friend.
Right.
I mean, beyond here.
Right.
We talk. We have conversations.
Absolutely.
And all
right.
That. If tomorrow.
Right.
I come and say that you have told me something about Palby.
Right.
And you don't concur to it.
Right.
Who verifies, or how is it verified that what I have said, because everybody sees us talking, should be true?
Once that happens, I will take you and ask you to prove your point. They have asked Frimpong Boateng to prove. He has presented video and pictorial evidence captured by your colleague media house, Erasmus Donko, to the committee and to the police.
Conversation with Gabi
hold on. Of which he has proven that Gabi's clients, Gabi has attested to the fact and has admitted that Imperial Heritage is his client.
Of course.
And that he works for them and serves them as a lawyer. It has also been established.
But he denied the statement of Frimpong.
So hold on. It's also been established that his clients were engaged in illegal mining at the Kobro and Apaprama forests. And that has been captured in pictorial and video evidences. And so, whatever the good old professor has said, you could put pieces of circumstances together and arrive at an irresistible conclusion. And all we are doing is that I am quoting that Frimpong Boateng said in their attempt to dislodge the company, Gabi Asare-Okyere-Darko called him, of which Gabi Okyere-Darko confirms that call.
But he has denied the content of the
allegations of Frimpong Boateng.
I keep saying that. I keep saying.
Let's be minded and
I keep saying that call has been confirmed. his clients have also been confirmed to have engaged in illegal mining at these forest reserves.
Right.
What again do you want to confirm? Tell me.
Confirm the content.
Every evidence and every fact to show that his clients were destroying our water bodies. And that is why we are calling on the Attorney General to open up a full-scale investigation into the report. That is all we are calling for. Okay. We are not saying he should pass sentence on someone without investigation.
Okay.
He should open up without saying that there is nothing to investigate in this particular docket, and that the president could say boldly that Frimpong Boateng's statements were a mere catalogue of personal grievances. When your house in Chebi, and to address that point, when Mr. Akufo-Addo was asked to take journalists to Chebi, he took them to his mother's house. President Akufo-Addo has a house on the exits of Chebi. Everybody knows it. We have pictures. We can show you. Mr. Frimpong Boateng never said Galamsey activities were ongoing in President Akufo-Addo's mother's house. He didn't say that. He said they were ongoing in the president's personal house. In fact, President Akufo-Addo's mother's house is in the midst of other houses. How could they engage in Galamsey there? It's not possible. But President Akufo-Addo, I beg your pardon.
Okay.
President Akufo-Addo's personal house. Let me land on this. Let me
beg you.
President Akufo-Addo's personal house is close
no, he's landing. Allow him to land.
Why don't you want me to speak about this?
Allow him to.
Why are you hiding the Galamsey activities in the president's backyard?
Let
me conclude on that point.
There's no Galamsey.
The president's personal house is at the exit of Chebi, and we dare President Akufo-Addo, if indeed he believes, but Frimpong Boateng never said there was Galamsey ongoing there now.
There's no Galamsey ongoing.
Allow me to do this.
I think that this is.
I don't know why you don't want me to make this point.
I want to play.
I don't know why it's deliberate.
I want to play the bite.
I don't know why you don't want me to make this point.
Let's have the bite if we have it.
My intervention was to understand why a company, a legitimate company, with all the licenses and permits required to do prospecting, was being stopped from doing their work. And that's what lawyers we do.
But in this case, they were in a forest reserve, and per the rules around the illegal mining thing, people in the reserves, particular reserves, were supposed to halt operations. How different is this?
There was no issue about halting operations. It was an issue of being issued a forest entry permit. And they entered the mining concession after they were issued all the permits. So even if there was an issue, then it is an issue between the regulatory bodies. Okay? I mean, I wasn't even, if you like, it's not my brief, as it were, but it's because their job was being frustrated. And I had before me all the documents that they required to do legitimate mining, and they were being frustrated. That is why I placed the call, to understand why that was happening to them. I'm very disappointed in the minister deliberately, because that's all I can say, deliberately twisting an inquiry by a lawyer of a client's issue to be an interference. And the thing is, this is a phone call that lasted maybe 3-4 minutes. And he said, it ended by saying, look, they shouldn't have been issued the license in the first place. So that's when we ended the conversation. So I went back to ask the question. I said, no, it was the Forestry Commission that issued us this license. And for me, that was the end of the matter for me, in terms of my dealings with this matter. It even tells you how weak the minister's understanding of his position is. If what I did was illegitimate, why don't you take the right action? He's going to report me to the minister as if he's a teacher, and the president is a master, and I'm what, a school prefect, and I've done something wrong. I mean, what kind of silliness is this? I mean, I don't even want to comment on that. That he reported me to the president. For the president to do what?
Call you to order.
The president is a lawyer. The president is a lawyer. And he knows that lawyers are supposed to what? To protect the legitimate business of their clients. So why would the president call me on a matter like this? Why would he even go to the president to complain? Because there's not a safe...
So, 30 seconds.
Let me
30 seconds for the video. That's what we have discussed.
Right. I just wanted to
let me give him 30 seconds.
Right.
Then I will give
you. Yes.
You.
I just wanted to prove that, number one, placing that call was even illegal. One, because during that same period, in 2019, there was a ban on mining and forest reserves. And if you listen to him...
But he's a lawyer,
if you listen to him, he admitted that even if there was an error, it was from the regulatory bodies. But he was aware that a cabinet meeting, this is it, this is the cabinet report, that mining in forest reserves were illegal. And Professor Frimpong Boateng had proven that.
Let me come to you. Because from the video, he denied the content of what Professor Frimpong Boateng has put out.
So you believe him against Professor Frimpong Boateng?
I would not say that I believe him against Frimpong Boateng, but I cannot also believe Frimpong Boateng.
At the tail end of Frimpong Boateng's statement, said the president promised to deal with it. If the president had invited them at the time, probably would have gotten to the bottom of it. But because he's neck deep in it, he will never. And if you listen to him, he said for the president to call me and do what? Because the president himself is part and parcel.
And in all of this, Frimpong Boateng failed to provide a statement to the police.
I can't understand. Yes, Frimpong Boateng
the committee's report was not supposed to be presented to the police.
But the police also began an investigation.
The committee's report was to be presented to the president to initiate an investigation.
Right.
The report was presented in 2021.
No,
the president sat until it was exposed. You remember?
You see, Kwesi,
the president never acted on it.
Kwesi,
because he was neck deep in it.
Let's be very fair. Let's be very fair to the issue. And I think that Malik has misguided the conversation. Kwesi, it's important to state again that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's home in Chebi, whether his personal home, whether his mother's home, whether his father's home, whether any home of a relative of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is not being involved in any illegal mining or legal mining. It's fair to say that. You can send your cameraman today. Now, Chebi is not far. In 1 hour, 60 minutes.
He didn't say minutes. He said they repair the wall. He said they fix the wall.
There is no activity. There has not been any activity, and I think that is important that we put this out. Heritage as well came out to deny doing any illegal mining involved in this. And I think that you see the statement from Mr. Asario Chedako settles it as well, that he didn't call to influence any matter at all. And it is fair to state that based on the interview that Frimpong Manso had on GTV Legends of Our Time, the CID initiated to visit him to ask for further particulars and to assist in investigations. He, Frimpong Boateng, failed to present a statement to the police all throughout the processes. All throughout the processes. Frimpong Boateng failed to give a statement to the police to even justify and all allegations that were made on all the persons. There is no substantive proof or evidence that can come to bear in this matter. I am very surprised with how Malik is purporting to want to say that these persons are involved in illegal mining. I'll conclude on this. If you even look at the very beautiful outfit of Malik today, you could tell that he dines very well with the New Patriotic Party. He's looking very handsome.
Let the camera.
Yes,
he's looking very handsome this morning.
Yeah, it's a full 4-packet attack.
Yes,
and if you captured only 2,
a four-breasted coat.
No,
looking very nice.
No. There's a full 4-packet attack. This brown. Do you have brown in your party colors? You have brown.
Majority of the colors in his outfit.
It's a full brown.
So
do you have brown in your party colors?
You can recline your seat now.
It doesn't matter.
To be fair, to conclude on this matter, it's important really that we set the report that has come from the Attorney General to rest. That this settles the matter. The Attorney General is expecting other investigations on these 3 other persons. Seth, Jonathan, and Kwewusi. And when that matter comes to bear and there are any substantive proofs to that fact, I think that the Attorney General will proceed on what is best that he does for the good people of this country.
Okay. So Let me see. No, let me read this one first. Okay. Said Mante was, so I'm getting onto text messages now. And this one, well, let me start from the top. Have you read the AG advice and his rejoinder? I guess you may read that. The Attorney General entreated the police to conclude its investigation into said Mante Ufriata Ekousi angle. Kindly check. Akwanta Mining is not part of the police investigation into Frimpong Manson report or allegations. The OSP is investigating Akwanta Mining. These guys, okay. Donald was never arrested. Gabi is in court with Frimpong Boateng, and Malik had said he was arrested, and Gabi, Donald was never arrested. That's what this one is saying.
No, I never said he was arrested.
I think in the early part of the submission, you had made
He did. He said he's sorry for that.
No, I never said he was arrested. I said he was supposed to be taken out of the forest.
So he said Mante Saga was before the police, before Frimpong Boateng wrote his report. The Frimpong Boateng report was authored by the professor alone. No other member of the committee had an input, and Gabi too denied the statement. Heritage denied doing illegal mining. Heritage was questioned by the CID. Frimpong Boateng failed to provide a statement to the police. And Alaji Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. I am happy to hear the World Bank has given out $40 million to farmers in the Volta region in addition to another $5 million for road construction. But my problem here is how these monies are going to be disbursed, because I don't trust the MPP government when it comes to accountability. The MPP will know here to hear the word accountability. For God's sake, the people of Volta region need shelter, medications, food, and water to survive. My brother, I will advise that the Saglemi Houses project should be made available for the people to live in while the court case goes on. My brother, tell the MPP to stop defending wrong in this country. Mr. President didn't speak well, period. And this is an insult to the people of Volta. Imagine if this, okay, let me jump on. Alhaji Hamza, Pig Farm, sent in that one. Alasan Mesuna in Tema says, I totally associate myself with President John Dramani Mahama to declare state of emergency. This will give President Akufo-Addo power to spend in aid of the affected communities. But the statement made by the president to the affected towns was a well-calculated one and orchestrated politically to cause this artificial disaster because they don't vote for you. Because they don't vote for you and your party, so as a president, you want to, oh no. Did I hear the president say he came there to help them? This is unacceptable. Don't the people of the Volta region pay taxes? This statement has to be condemned by all meaning Ghanaians. Alasan and Mesuna in Tema sent in that one. I respectfully urge all and sundry to help in and shape or any form to assist affected people of Volta region to the spillage and matters arising. This, I believe, is paramount instead of the usual party politics some are trying so hard to make out of this predicament, which has bedeviled our people. If Ghanaians are really noted for their hospitality nature, then this is one of the test cases. This is a national disaster and has to be treated as such. Jomo Pukwase Festus sent in that one. Okay, Alaji COP, the message hasn't come. Good morning, Akwesi. It's obvious. This is Lexis Bowen Kemi. Says it's obvious. The president is no longer in charge of the country. We lived in this country during the COVID pandemic. The president made this categorical statement. I know how to bring the economy back to normal, but what I can't do is to bring dead back to life. If the president really meant this, why he couldn't demonstrate that to the people battling the spillage? Or is it because of their background? All they do is making loose slogans with no action. From Lexus Kemi Egbenya inside Ashoman Estate. My regards to Comrade Malik. Okay. Alasan Mesuna, your text has been read and lots of them still, wow, coming in. Today, nothing is working in Ghana. Corruption clearing activities has taken over the day. Nana Bawumia government is worst government in history. Musa in Nima sent in that one. Okay. I think my time is up, but let me pick this last one from Tafa in Amrahia. Tafa says, good morning, Kwesi. I was shocked this morning when I heard on VOA News that Ghana has lost 12% of its forest reserve through planting cocoa and illegal mining. Very sad. Tafa in Amrahia sent in that one. Honorable Chris Juju Arthur says, congratulations to the Honorable Minister of Agric and the Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency for the good work they are doing to help the young people of Ghana. Honorable Chris Arthur, incoming Member of Parliament. You are contesting or you are aspiring. So, Honorable Chris Juju Arthur, let me call you a contestant or an aspirant, incoming Member of Parliament. Prince Henry Koforia says, the fact is that Galamsey has become social intervention under the NPP government led by Nana Bawumia, all because party Hiensika. Hey, Nipa Kubra. Until this government led by Nana Bawumia is voted out, Ghanaians will never know how the top hierarchy in government is involved in Galamsey. The future is pregnant. Good morning, Ghana. Okay, so thank you very much, gentlemen, for this morning, and thank you very much for staying with us. Thank you very much for your text messages. We are not done yet. That's when the fine boy is standing by with GMG Trends. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that he hired a security guard to protect the data shed. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded to cloud storage yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Step into success with Accra Business School. Boost your career with a prestigious MSc degrees from KNUST. Pick from Human Resource Management, Communication and International Relations, Public Affairs. In just 12 months, our MBA can be yours. Dive into our BSc programs in IT Security and Cybercrime, IT Management and Business and Management, endorsed by top universities in Ireland and Wales. We offer flexible entry, payment and learning options. It's time to unlock your potential and take flight. Visit www.abs.edu.gh or dial 0263 888 555. Let Accra Business School elevate your future today.
Yamawakwaba the button Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. Ahadie e bano KSC near Wakadia. Ubenya biwa. Kabia ne how any new here. Yansu ye wo hwenim de fu a obeso anu yi ama. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories ye dwumedie de. Eye 24/7 o. Ye sese wo engine, wo brake, battery, yesesa wo tire. Se ba no car wash dia. Yewo abefun fidie bi ti se steamer ye de horo car engine abra nsuo nko engine nim ye san ye detailing metre se ye betwetwe car no mu ba bia ma o ye wi a ya san polish car na ma o kama enye we no munko ye san to car batteries tires rims any de keke kan Manadom Auto Fix and Accessories ema o car ensi ne dedem na enwu adwuma ma o hwehwe ye kira kwan wodansoma na asori dan ho a ene KFC bon hwanimu e won kran se wo information anansem bi se bia 024 651-9369. Nadum Auto Fix and Accessories. So
my son, there's more blessing in giving than receiving. When you fear for you now, and couple the makers in
The pneumatological abrasion of the Lord revealed unto me this night that me and my household should go out into the world and bless the world.
Makers Electronics Company Limited. Up to 67% discount. Our selected appliances.
This is what I call quintessential immaculatability.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited. Taifa Burkina Highway. Amasa Zongo Junction. At the K Pharmacy Dining. Oyer Fateman Boga Junction. Ashaman Valco Flat. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobin. Asafu Bwachi Hospital Junction.
Number 9 Market.
Tell mom and dad about the Makers Blessing Attack program.
From 0552 222 253 and 0552 222 254.
Terms and conditions apply.
Well, you welcome back from the break, and it's so good morning, Ghana. But of course, time now for trends, and let's see, the fine boy is here. My brother, good morning to you.
Good morning. It was good.
Okay. With the
October they run pound.
They run like something.
It was that the countdown to Christmas. But anyway, this morning let's get on to social media, find out what is happening there. NSMQ is in there, but me I don't follow because my school know the inside, so. I talk for one corner. But also you have I'm a governor trending, and also Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams trending there. So let's get into it. Let's begin with Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, because after it became public that he and Reverend Eastwood Anaba had resigned from the Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral, a lot has been going on. Yesterday, the Executive Secretary put out a statement, and it's quite an interesting one. So it's denying some of the things that were mentioned by the Archbishop and also Reverend Anaba as reasons why they stepped down. So let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media right now. Very interesting stuff. This one says that it's serious. The Executive Secretary is throwing mud at Bishop Duncan Williams and Reverend Eastwood Anaba. Is this saying they are liars? Daniel asking that. And this one says that so Duncan Williams and Eastwood Anaba are liars. Why would they lie, or what would they lie for? That is Dokovi asking. And Abdul Hamid says, so far the National Cathedral Secretariat has declared Samson Ladi, Honorable Kujita Blakwa, Bishop Dahiwod Mills, and now Reverend Eastwood Anaba and the Archbishop liars. This one says that so now the Williams and Eastwood Anaba are liars. Mr. National Cathedral Executive Director, we know be kiddies. Interboy writing that. So this one says that so Duncan Williams and Eastwood lied. That's what you people are saying. These pastors are big time liars. Oh, politics. Well, so at the end of the day, it's two parties, saying two different things. And for now, people are saying that the National Secretariat of the National Cathedral, and they're saying that Reverend Eastwood Anaba and Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams are liars. The things that they said there. And they counted that the audit is going on, and so they should have, waited and all that. But anyways, we'll see how that will pan out in the end. But let's talk about I'm a Governor. She's a social media influencer on Twitter. She's got a YouTube account, all of that. And this year, a lot has been going on as she plans to be called to the bar. About a couple of months ago, we're happy that, something was said that, she would be called and all that. Now, that was leaked on social media showed that her application to be called to the bar has been declined, and you see that on your screen. So to Miss Elom Abibio, and so a lot of reactions have been coming in. Miss Forson, or Lydia Forson, says, "Our governor will be fine. She may suffer a lot of pain, hurt, and frustration, but eventually she will be fine. History never remembers the silent, but those who challenge the system and made their voices heard. You and your trolling, on the other hand, will be forgotten." That is those trolling. People have, other perspectives. This one says that trust the people who are really happy about our governor's problems haven't achieved anything yet, just trying to make themselves feel better by pointing out someone's issues. Successful folks won't rejoice over this. So that's just so sweet writing that also. And there was a video that was trending where she was saying something about her sexuality. This one says that in any sane and moral society, our governor will never be called to the bar, a sexual deviant with uncharacteristic behavioral tendencies. Even from the interview, she knew not when to separate her private affairs from professional life, a bait which caught her by surprise. Kofi Kumsin says, when it's as governors, laws are in Ghana, how do you people sleep at night? How come now one is moving freely in this nation? How is Ken Furiata not incarcerated and still in power? And over a year, an MP was absent from parliamentary settings, but, well. So those are some of the comments also. People are not, some are happy, some are saying that she had to be cautious and all that. We'll see. But for now, we know that per that statement, her application to be called to the bar has been declined by the GLC. We'll see how that will pan out. It's catching momentum on social media from last night through to today. But NSMQ semi-final happening already. And you see the parents in a bit. So you have St. Wesley Girls, Achimota, and St. Louis, Opokuwari, Pope Jones, and Prempeh College, and Keta, Infantipim, and Presbyterian Boys. My school, Tama school. Oh, but as the basketball no days, I then Benkum and Nifa no days, I am okay. Shouts to Nifa.
The only one,
yeah.
Benkum or Nifa.
I mean, if Benkum or Nifa.
Did they get into the qualifiers?
Oh, they don't enter so. They don't enter. Nifa. I didn't go Nifa.
Okay.
That is where your school is.
Oh no, we were in the qualifiers. Okay, so we were.
Hey.
We did with Achimota and I think Castle.
No,
but at least we were in the qualifiers.
At least you were in there.
No, we are showing forth and we are showing strength now. So
okay. God grant us grace.
You should be happy with us.
Secondary school and Tama Secondary School.
Right.
On that note, that's it for the trust today.
All right, anyway, so thank you very much for watching us. We are grateful for having you this morning. Of course, we are right here tomorrow for God and country. My friend from Leicester City, and I would say Jollof Republic, if you find yourself in London or Leicester in the UK anytime, make sure you pass by. If you're looking for local food, proper Jollof, he's there to serve you. Leicester, Jollof Republic. When you get in, you can just put it on Google, and then it will take you there. He's an ardent follower, and I would say viewer of Good Morning Ghana. So thank you, everyone. My name is Kwesi Free. I sat in for Dr. Randy Abbey. Good morning.